going to be a chaotic vlog style video, so if those aren't the things for you, then it's fine. But things are chaotic for me right now, as you can see here by my bench and all the stuff. Yeah, I mean, last week I went to SEMA, so today's Saturday, November 16th. This video will probably come out later today, I'm guessing, if I have time to, because I have nothing else that is in the queue. So this video will probably come out today. It's been a very chaotic couple of weeks. We had Halloween on obviously the 31st, and then right after that was my birthday on the 3rd. And then worked for a week and did try to do daily uploads and all this other stuff for the channel to hit 10,000. And thank you, by the way, for everybody that has subscribed recently or subscribed a long time ago. I've really appreciated all of it, the interactions, the conversations, the comments, even the unconstructive ones I can appreciate. But there have been plenty of people that have reached out to me on Facebook or email or different things like that over the years, and that was the reason why I started this all to begin with. So I'm at like 10,062 right now. I hit 10,000 about a week ago, which is like an arbitrary goal. Like there's no difference between 10,000 and 9,995, but I don't know, it's like a tier. So now I guess road to 20,000, you know. So my goal has been to just steadily increase this over time. And every year I've kind of multiplied it by about 1.5. So, you know, my goal would be the end of next year, end of 2025, to be, you know, somewhere in the 15,000 to 20,000 range. I was hoping to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. Obviously it's the middle of November, so I'm a little ahead of schedule, which is cool, but I was behind schedule just a month ago. So I have like all this stuff that birthday, SEMA, you know, whatever, just random stuff, and I really haven't like recorded a video in a long time, and there's been a bunch of stuff going on. Most of the videos I've been releasing lately are from when I was at SEMA. I just wanted to maybe spend some time talking about a couple things, go through some things really quickly. If there are things that you guys specifically want me to do like a video on, just post it in the comments and I'll do that. So I very briefly talked about these. These are Koken sockets. I got these for my birthday. They're wheel sockets, so there's a 17, a 19, a 21, a 22. And these are actually kind of cool. I saw them, I want to say I saw them on OG, because Matt's into Koken now too, but they have plastic covers on them that are removable and replaceable. But what I really liked was the fact that these have a thin wall, the really thin wall. And on my, my 2016 Mini Cooper, I have those Motegi wheels on it. And those wheels have a really, there's a really tight lug pocket around the lug. And if your sockets aren't incredibly thin wall, you really can't fit them in there. So I don't have any impact grade sockets that will actually fit in there until now. This fits, by the way. So these are definitely the thinnest wall sockets that I've been able to find. I had Nxtzen, I had Snap-on, I had one or two other brands as well. Up until recently, when I was doing a video and I was using one of my impacts, I would use a chrome socket and all the people would yell at me in the comments. And I'm like, I know. But it's like, it's the only thing that fits in the pocket. I have no choice with that, really. Whether it's, well, I mean, I guess I have a choice to not use an impact driver at all. So actually, to make people shut up, I got a 17mm socket and painted it black, just so people would stop commenting on it. Because in video, you can really tell that it wasn't an impact socket, but I knew that it wasn't. But anyway, these fit. So these are pretty sweet. They are a little too tall to fit in my top drawer, which is kind of a bummer. So I'm gonna have to lay them down and tool grid them or something along those lines, but I like them a lot. Previous to them, I used these ARES ones. That's what they look like, but they have a thicker wall. And even without the casing around it, like it's still not there. But these are pretty sweet. I'll put a link in the description. I wanna say it's like 75 bucks for the set. It's like $50 for the first three, the 17, 19, and 21, and then the 22 is sold separately, and that's like 22 or 25 bucks. You can buy them from Amazon or other places. Stay Strong Detailer, I have to do a full video on this. I kind of briefly talked about it before I left for Vegas, but it works really well. I've used it as a drying aid or a quick detailer. Everybody always says, oh, it's not a drying aid if the car isn't wet. I use it after washing the car. I spray it on and then I clean it off with like an FTW style towel. And I like this a lot. It's got a good scent. It honestly reminds me a lot of OG drying aid, and Eddie's gonna say something in the comments about that. But I like OG Drying Aid. I like it a lot. OG Drying Aid was like, it's Slipstream without the color and the scent. Like, I know that. But OG Drying Aid was like what Beadmaker could have been if Beadmaker didn't attract dust and leave streaks on black cars. And I dealt with that. I had a black Mercedes at the time when I was using Beadmaker, and like, it was just something we all dealt with. So OG Drying Aid was like that, but better. And this is very similar to OG Drying Aid, but like supports a good cause. You know, you're helping a little girl live longer. Like, that's pretty cool. I can't imagine what it would be like, you know, if Eva's 10, like I can't imagine if she was 1 or 2 years old and like we were told that by the time she was her age that she was going to be almost done with her life. Like, it's just nuts. So yeah, I mean, check that out. I'll put a link in the description to House of Rags. It's 25% off right now for Black Friday all month. They only sell it in 16-ounce bottles, but I bought 2 or 3 of them up front, like when the first thing went on, because it's like, oh, this is for a good cause. And then I used it and I liked it, so then I bought 3 more bottles. So I have 3 more bottles that'll be here, I think, on Monday or Tuesday of next week. It's good. I'm just going to keep using it until it's all gone. And every time I place an order with them, that might be like one of the things that I add to like hit the 125 for free shipping. Just buy it because it helps out Lydia. I got some McKee's products, the ones that the House of Rags is carrying. So tire and rubber rejuvenator, their leather shampoo, their gentle wheel cleaner, Hydro Blue SiO2 coating, which is actually a pretty expensive like spray sealant. I used the leather shampoo. It worked really well the other day. I didn't do it on camera, so I will do a video at some point for that. So at SEMA, Kadibag gave me a couple bottles of their products to try out. They were trying to get rid of everything, so technically you're not allowed to sell at SEMA, or you can sell at SEMA, but there's like specific guidelines around it. When I went to the Kadibag booth, because they're from Korea and I think they had to ship stuff back overseas, they were like trying to get rid of everything that they had there. Just to have less stuff to ship, which makes sense. So they were selling these for like 10 bucks a bottle, and then they had like their coatings and stuff for like 40 bucks, and you know, they were just trying to blow everything out. But I went over, I started talking to them, and the gentleman hands me a bag with 3 products in it. So these were given to me at SEMA. This is Signature, which is ceramic spray. And I will say, like, there is going to be no reading of the instructions on that video because everything in here is written in Korean. But this, all it says is ceramic spray, 500 ml. That's the only part of the entire thing that's in English. And there's a date on the bottom, 24/07/30. So I have that. I have Mr. Porter Wet Wax, and I have Gloss Booster. From what I understand, you could stack the 3 of these, spray them on, let them sit for a minute, wipe them off, and they have like crazy, insane slickness because they're like oil-based or something like that instead of water-based. I don't know, I gotta try them. I haven't even like, I haven't even messed around with them yet. But those are here as well. Yeah, I mean, I got back from Vegas on Sunday night and then worked all week. And, you know, here I am Saturday morning. So I got lithium cubes for my birthday because I asked for them. I've never used them before, but I watched a video from, God, I want to say it was Pam. I think it was Pam, the organizer. I don't remember now. I watched a video where somebody was using the lithium cleaning cubes, and it was really impressive what they were able to do with like a leather steering wheel and stuff. So I picked up a pack of them to try them out. I actually shipped a box of stuff to Adamo, and I shoved one in there for him as well so he can try them out too. He knows who he is. Shout out to Adamo. He's in Canada, one of our friends in Canada who can't get half the stuff that we can get. So at the House of Rags, they were giving away Bevy Grape samples of Biob Bombs in the net, which is pretty sweet. So I have an extra Bevy Grape here. So basically this is half a bar. The bar comes, you break it in half and you've got two servings in the bar. So this is half a bar in a net to try out. And I really like Bevy Grape. I like the way that Bevy Grape smells, and actually so does Jessica. It didn't work well in the Mercedes, and that's not anything to do with the Bevy Grape, but the Mercedes has like a leathery smell because it's like real leather. So the Mercedes has like a leathery smell just naturally, and the Bevy Grape mixed with that in the sun isn't the best. But like in the Honda that really has no smell, this is awesome. So, and my Mini kind of the same way. So I will just say, like, sometimes you might find that you really like a scent, but if the car has a natural scent, like those two need to combine, and be good together. So I've got a Bevy Grape in the Honda, and then I've got a Fresh AF in the Mini, and both of those are working really well. I did order Pop and Cherry, because Pop and Cherry is their most popular scent, and I got to smell all of them at SEMA, so that was kind of cool. They had like this stack where you could smell them all. And I'll throw some B-roll and stuff in here because I'll talk about SEMA too. Biob Bombs has a bunch of scents coming out for Christmas. It's like that birch, peppermint, fatty, and something else. Anyway, so there's like 3 scents that are coming out that are specific to Christmas. And that birch is on my list. I'm gonna pick some up as soon as it becomes available. The other 2 were okay, they just weren't for me. But the what I was thinking of is we have an artificial tree, because dogs like drink the water out of the real tree. Anyway, so we always do an artificial tree here, and it's just easier to take care of. And we get those sticks. They're like a plastic stick, and you kind of hang them in the tree like an ornament, and they have a scent, right? And that scent is to, you know, to make it smell like it's a real tree, even though it's not a real tree. But they don't last very long. And the Biob Bombs actually do last quite a long time. So that birch one smells a lot like the sticks, so I'm gonna pick some of those up and I'm gonna stick them in my tree. We're gonna see how those work out. Other things. I still have Naziol to test. I still have some Zvizzer products I haven't touched yet. The whole Maniac line, I'm like halfway through Phoenix EOD. I have a lot of chaos going on right now, and I need to like finish some things. So I'm gonna try to finish Phoenix EOD. I'm going to try to finish Labocosmetica, the couple products that I have left of that. I'm going to try to finish Zvizzer before I start any new lines. I do have Auto Renew, and I do have Monkey Head. Both of those need to be tested. I do have the Kadiba products. I'll probably do a separate video on Kadiba before I do those, because this is like literally one video, and those are going to be 3 or 4 a piece. I have McKee's. That's going to be a little while out probably. I tested this out the other day, Neuro Tire Dressing Gel from Labocosmetica. It's on my Mini over there. I like that a lot, actually. I mean, it's a gel. It's not a spray-on. But it's real thick, and it doesn't go through your applicator, and it's got like a nice satiny finish. I like how it looks. I like the satin finish. I also picked up the McKee's Big Gold Sponge. I don't know how this is going to compare to the Nemesis Sponge, which is my current favorite, but I've heard these are pretty good, so I grabbed one to test it out. And then I ordered a bunch of stuff when I was at SEMA, because you could, when you go to the booths, they had like this thing that was like a little Shopify handheld computer that was like SEMA specific, where you could order certain products that were at the show. So I picked these up from Weha, and I don't know why, but I always thought of Weha as like discount Vera. I don't know why. Like, I don't really have a good reason for the why. But they're German made, they have a no hassle guarantee. I met them at the booth. They all seemed like really knowledgeable. Their tools are sweet. They have like nice toolboxes full of stuff that have like inserts and everything. I'll show some of those in the video here. So one of the things that I picked up, I like side cutters. I've got like 3 or 4 different pairs of side cutters, and I feel like side cutters are kind of like a good representation of the line. It's like, if I like your side cutters, I'm probably going to like your pliers and your, you know, your other handheld tools in the same way. So these are VDE because I wanted something a little bit different than what I have. And I like the grips on them, actually. I thought the VDE grips were a lot nicer than the regular grips. So these are like 8-inch side cutters, or diagonal cutting pliers, or dikes, or, you know, however you want to call them. These were like $40, something along those lines. You can get them on Amazon. Again, I'll throw a link in the description. You can also get them from KC Tool. They make a shorter version of them as well, a 6.5 inch. I probably could have done the 6.5, and honestly, if I knew at the show they had a 6.5, I probably would have ordered those instead of the 8s, because 8s are a little big. But they're nice. I'm gonna mess around with them here and see, like, do I like Weha's stuff? Right now, I would say my favorite side cutters are the Sonic ones. I also have Tecton and a couple other brands. The Sonic ones are made by like NWT or something like that. Irwin ones I have as well. Those are okay, but you know, these are super nice. There is like a UPC on the inside handle, but they're the, you know, standard red and yellow 1000 volts, you know, because these are VDE pliers or high voltage pliers. But they are super nice, and I've been kind of working them a little bit, and they're breaking in really nice. I do also have the Icon ones, and I've had Snap-on for a long time. These are the Icon ones. They're like a Snap-on clone, but they're not quite the same. Some other things, I talked about Nxtzen. In the Nxtzen booth, there was a full video on that, so check that out. That came out like 2 or 3 days ago. Their Cutmaster system looks really cool. I reached out to them. They're going to send me some like once it becomes available. They have a coating called 365 Pro, which is a spray-on coating, but it has like an activator. It's pretty interesting. There's like 2 bottles that you mix together, and then it becomes active, and then it works for a little while, or you can throw it in your freezer and make it work a lot longer. So this is a sample of 365 that they were giving away at SEMA. So we'll get to try that out. Other stuff, Weha. The Weha booth was pretty cool. I got to check that out. Again, I'll throw some B-roll here. So 2 of the things that I saw at the Weha booth that I thought were pretty cool. This is a VDE specific ratcheting handle. And then this is like a regular fine tooth ratchet 1/4 inch, drive. So I'll just kind of open this up. Now I actually ordered these from Amazon, not from SEMA, because it wasn't really a deal at SEMA. But so this is the handle. I'll put a link in the description. This is a tiny handle, so they make a larger one as well. But they integrated the ratchet into the top of the screwdriver, which is really sweet. And they made it so that normally, like, if you want to go tighten, you have to spin the collar to the left, right? So if we look at like the Snap-on one here, which has a broken bearing in it right now, but like if you want to loosen, you spin the collar this direction, and if you want to tighten, you spin the collar this direction. Well, they actually made it so that the collar is the ratchet, so you can just be here and be like, hand moving this forward, like so if you need to quickly screw something in, or if you want to work it like a normal ratchet, obviously that works. And it's got like 120 teeth in it, it's super smooth. And then if you want to go the opposite direction, you just spin this collar the opposite direction, and you like immediately get your first couple turns out of it. It's really cool. They did the same thing with the VDE. That's what this one is here. I'm not going to open this right this second because I thought that I had, so VDE uses a different, it's not quarter drive, it's a different collar system. And I thought that I had the blades for VDE, but I don't see them here. So maybe I don't. Maybe that was something that was in my cart that I didn't originally order. Isn't that sad that I can't remember like what tools I actually have? I'm sorry. That's embarrassing. Well, and like this is my favorite current Weha set. So this is actually where I'm thinking of putting that handle. So this is not a ratcheting handle. It's just a handle with a quick connect. And it's got like Phillips straight head, posi, and then there's like Torx and Allens in here as well. This is like what I keep in my backpack. So I think I'm gonna swap that handle for this handle because I like this little ratcheting handle. It's pretty freaking sweet. At the Nxtzen booth, they had this rag that I used to remove the coating on their polish on their car, on the test car. And it's like this bright like coral color. It's actually like a really awesome towel. So I want to get some more of these as well. I told him it was cool until he gave me one. I had a glove box arrive. So that's the subscription, monthly subscription for a bunch of cleaning supplies. They gave me one of these wheel brushes, which is pretty cool. It's an Adams brush. And then also there was one of these Action Products Cherry Wet Wax, which I've tested before. I'll probably just give that to Eric. It's a good product, I just don't need it. And I also received some Sonex Full Effect and their ceramic wheel tire detailer thing, this one. So 2 Sonex products to try out. I got a flashlight for my birthday from TAC, actually. It's this guy, it's a 4.7s flashlight. It's really small, but it's got tons of power, as you can see. It's like, I don't know, 1500 lumens or something like that. It's a mini turbo Mark III. And I found this thing that they sell on their website, which is like an adapter to make it into a headlamp. So you stick this in, that's magnetic. Dang, that's cool. All right. So they've got like this magnetic headlamp adapter. So you can just take that flashlight and put it on your head, which would be easier if I wasn't wearing a hat. So, if you wanted a headlamp, this little flashlight could be your headlamp, and then this has like an adjustable up-down, thing. So it's pretty sweet. It was like an extra, I don't want to say it's like $20 to get the headlamp strap. This light I want to say is like $100, but It's actually really sweet. I stuck it in my backpack. I took it with me to Vegas and back. Like, it didn't get flagged by security. It's kind of a nice thing to just leave in your backpack and not worry about it. But that kind of got me on a 4.7s kick. So that flashlight is a 4.7s flashlight, which is made by Prometheus Lights. I'll put a link in the description. They also have these, which are called the Preon. So they have a Preon short and a long. These are, so these take AAA batteries. This one actually takes like a 123A, which is like a lithium battery. They're rechargeable. This is rechargeable as well. They have rechargeable AAAs in them, but they're like pen lights. And these all have like multiple modes. It's not just on off. So you can do like, there's low, medium, high, there's a strobe. So you like tap it 10 times and it goes into like a programming mode, and then you can pick like how it works. So I have these both on like, it's turbo or off. They're pretty cool, and they come with like you know, extra O-rings and different things like that. They're well made. They're aluminum. This is the it's like the satin. It's not the copper. It's not the nickel. It's like the satin something or other color. Again, I'll throw a link in the description. This is a Preon 2. So I got a couple of those to mess around with. This seems like a lot of stuff, but this is like a couple weeks worth of stuff, and it probably still is a lot of stuff. Like, let's just be honest. I got some of these to check out. So the Buff and Shine pads, I've used the 5-inch before on camera, the Edge Guard pads. These have like a, there's like a lip all the way around them. Oops. There's like a lip all the way around them, so they stay centered on your machine and they protect your edges. These are the 3-inch version. And I mostly got these because I wanted to check out the black one, because I don't have the black one. I have the yellow and the white. So they have, I want to say there's 5 different colors. Black is the softest, white is the second softest, then it goes yellow, then maroon, then blue. So I don't have any black ones of the 5-inch, so I just grabbed the kit of the 3-inch to check those out. Came yesterday and I haven't opened it yet. I have an old Craftsman digital multimeter that I've used for years, but I was looking at new leads for it, and then it's like, well, this was only 20 bucks, so I picked this thing up. I guess it was like 29 bucks. So I added this to my cart, and it comes with like all these accessories, different leads and whatever, but it's got this giant digital display on it, which looks pretty neat. It's very Chinese. So like, it's not a fluke or something crazy like that would be, you know, $150, $200, but it seemed kind of cool. It's got like there's a power button on it, a USB port. So that's what it looks like. You can see the screen there, resistance, temperature, frequency. So a bunch of different stuff here. So we'll mess around with this a little bit, but it looks pretty cool. For 30 bucks, I mean, just the like the leads that it comes with. These are like the Antronic style leads with the needle tips. And actually, these are like super soft, super pliable. That's pretty cool. And then this has the like the needle style tips on them, you can see. So it's pretty sweet. It's amazing how cheap some of this stuff has gotten. You know, like when I was in college for electrical engineering, a good meter was, you know, a basic meter was $100, and a good one was a couple $100, you know. So it's pretty sweet. Maybe we'll do a separate video on that. I'll probably use it when I do my next sound system. So I have plans to sell the Mini, the gray Mini, 15, 16 grand, something like that, which is about what it's worth. It's a 2016 JCW. It's got 60,000 miles on it. There's a bunch of leads and alligator clips and stuff like that. There's just a bunch of parts in here. That's pretty sweet. Nice complete kit. Yeah, I plan on selling the Mini. Honda is going to go back. Lease is up shortly. Well, I paid my last payment. I think it needs to go back by January 4th, I want to say, something like that. So we'll wrap that up here shortly. And then I've been looking for a GLK, Mercedes-Benz GLK 350. 14 or 15 with under 100,000 miles. I'm looking to spend 15K. I want it to be not black or not gray, but I'd be fine with like white or gold or blue or kind of any of the other colors, red, just not black and not gray. And honestly, if I found the right one, I would probably reluctantly accept black or gray. It's not what I'm looking for specifically. So, but I will say, like, I've had a really hard time finding one. I've been looking all over the place. I've got a couple like searches and like saved things set up on like Auto Trader and Cars.com and a bunch of other places, and nothing's really come up. There was one at Stevens Creek, Mercedes-Benz of Stevens Creek, which is a dealer. It's about 2.5 hours away from me. It was a red one, and it was kind of perfect actually. And it came up on a Friday. I called them on a Friday night. I said, hey, I'll be there tomorrow morning. Just give me some pictures and stuff. And the guy's like, there's somebody test driving it right now. I think they're going to take it. Great. And then they ended up buying it. So I'm just having trouble finding what I want. And as soon as I get rid of the Honda, I'm going to need another SUV. Because I spend too much time hauling stuff around for work. This is all the stuff from Elgin. So I talked about Elgin on one of my videos, which is the hearing protection, Bluetooth devices. So this is the Rumble, which is like, it hangs around your neck and goes over your ears and into your ears. I'll do a separate video on these. This is the Rebel. The Rebel is like true wireless, they would be called. It's like, it's got a little case that you open up and there's 2 little earbuds in it. These have an NRR of 25 decibels. These are 27 decibels. And really the difference with these is they're OSHA compliant, so they're actually like true NRR ratings. So you could use these like shooting or wherever you wanted to. When you're using the traditional headphones that have a like noise cancellation, what they're really doing is you've got this noise that's coming in and they're pumping the opposite noise into your ears to cancel that out. So in harsh environments, those aren't really, I mean, they're better for your ears than having nothing at all, because there is some sealing that's happening and some reduction of outside noise, but they're not like a true safety device where these are. So I thought these would be cool for just general stuff around the house, messing around with them. And they're not that expensive. I want to say I spent like $150 on both of these, like combined, shipped to my house, something along those lines. So link in the description, won't be an affiliate link to Elgin. Some other stuff from SEMA. I reached out to Wax Shine. I'm trying to I have to get certified to use their self-healing coating. So I'm going to work on that. I also want to test out their car cleaning products. I talked to Nxtzen. They're going to send me a couple products to test out as well. And I'm interested in their Cutmaster system, like I said earlier. I messed around with Flex polishers. So Flex released 3 new polishers. They have a 15 millimeter DA, they have a forced rotation machine, and they have a rotary machine. I don't know, they were fine. I mean, so I'll put up some video of me using the DA while I'm talking here, but yeah, I mean, they were fine. They had great power, good smoothness. The noise wasn't too high, but it wasn't quiet really either. It's all like the Milwaukee, honestly. Like if I was using Flex power tools, I would definitely buy the Flex polishers because I think that they're great. They're every bit as good as the Milwaukee M18 polisher that I use all the time. They worked really well. I just don't think that they were like worthy of adopting another battery system, if that makes sense. Like if you're willing to adopt another battery system for a polisher that's like $600, just buy the Rupes. The HLR 15 is, because that's actually different. It's nice and quiet, it's smooth, it's from Rupes. The Flex ones were good though. I think that they're totally usable and something that you could use all the time. I'm not going to be buying those for the channel. They're, you know, I think they're like $600 a piece. Maybe you can buy them without batteries or something like that, and you could buy like the first one for $600 and then buy the additional ones for like $450 or something. I don't know what the exact pricing is, but I just don't see the reason to add those to my collection because I don't feel as though they're demonstrably better than my Milwaukee, if that makes sense. They were very good, very nice, good power, but I don't think that they're really going to like change my life. The Rupes HLR 15, I got to spend some more time with that, and obviously that's one of the ones that I don't own. The thing is, I mean, it's still really good. It's nice and quiet. It is, from most reviews, picky about pads, but I like Rupes pads, so I don't know that I necessarily care. So it is something that like I would probably consider if you weren't already into a battery ecosystem. Again, I don't think that I don't think that it makes sense for me being a Milwaukee person and having a bunch of Milwaukee tools to like go buy a whole nother battery system for Rupes. And I will say that like one of the things that I think that Rupes did not do well is they have 3 different cordless polishing tools. They have the iBrid Nano, or the Nano with iBrid, the HLR75 and the HLR15. And 2 of those tools, the HLR75 and the HLR15, are both 18-volt tools, but they use completely different batteries and completely different battery systems. So if you want all 3 Rupes tools, you have to have 3 different batteries and 3 different chargers. And even Milwaukee is better than that. They have the 12-volt and the 18-volt system. All of the 18s connect the same way. All of the 12s connect the same way. And they actually use the same charger. So it's one charger for both battery systems. So I think that's something that they could have done better, is like make the HLR15 take the batteries that already existed for the HLR75. Maybe make a little bit longer one or something like that to get a little bit more amp hours out of it if they really wanted to, because the 75 is an 18-volt, 2.5 amp hour. But it is what it is, and I'm not on their design team. And maybe they tried that and it didn't work and it wasn't balanced or whatever. I was really excited about Ivan's polishers because they're so different and they actually worked really well. I like them quite a bit. They weren't, like remarkably quiet or anything like that, but they are nice and smooth and easy to handle. So I probably will get both of those to test them out. I'm hoping that they do a version with no battery, so that I could buy like a tool with 2 battery packs and a charger, and then buy like a tool only. So I don't have to buy 4 batteries and 2 chargers. I don't need that. Or maybe make a kit that gives me both tools with 2 battery packs and 1 charger or something along those lines. So Ivan, if you're watching this, that would be cool to see. Then, I don't know how I feel about this. So I met Mirka, and man, was that cool. Talking to those guys, like the actual engineer that designed my favorite polisher, the little Mirka, what's called the 3-inch 12mm orbit polisher that you see me use all the time. I met the engineer, and super knowledgeable, very, very, very professional. And he like knows the tool inside and out and why they made every design choice that they made. And like, it was a really cool conversation that I had with them for, I was probably there talking to their whole team for 45 minutes. And I tried out their, they have a 3-inch rotary that's very similar to my DA. They also have a 1-inch that's more of a sander. It's a 5mm orbit. And, understanding like the market that they actually built their tools for, which is not the detailer, it's actually the automotive assembly lines. And, kind of talking through like the design choices and everything that they made. I did talk to him about a trigger lock. I did talk to him about a 5-inch version. I'd love to see a 5-inch. I really would. And I think that would be worthy of adopting a new battery system over, truthfully. Because it would probably be even better than the Rupes, which is already kind of borderline adopting a new battery system worthy. So ShineMate was there. I'll throw some B-roll here as well. ShineMate was there, and I have the ShineMate 5-inch corded over there, which I've messed around with a little bit off camera, but I haven't really done a video on yet, and I will do a video on. It's good. It works well. It's similar to the Liquid Elements in like a starter device that works fairly well. They have 2 3-inch polishers that are coming out in January or February that I can only really describe as Mirka clones. They look the same. They're not the same, but they have the same shape, which is kind of unique-ish to the Mirka, because the Mirka is like really short and stubby, but they like have the same body shape and the same battery style and the same connection system for the battery, or the same similar connection system for the battery. They don't seem to have the smart internals that the Mirka has, and once I get my hands on one like in hand, I'll be able to see like there's no Bluetooth app, there's no connectivity that I could see. Again, like I don't own these things yet, but I did spend some time with them at SEMA. It does feel like they took a Mirka, disassembled it, and tried to make it themselves in China. There are some things that seem a little bit more janky than the Mirka, like, and I'm going to order one of each from ShineMate. I'm going to buy them with my own money, and I'm going to test them, and I'm going to give you an honest opinion on, like, do you buy these or do you buy the Mirka? And it's not lost on me that the Mirka is $800. These are going to be like $400 with 2 battery packs and a charger. So they're about half the price. Like, theoretically, you could own both of these for the same price as the Mirka, and that's not going to be lost on me. But there were like different design choices. Like, there's a bunch of venting in the front and different texture, and there's no app, and I don't think that it has the intelligence that the Mirka does in terms of like reading the battery and understanding like cycle counts and charge capacity and, you know, different things like that. But I guess what I want to get into is like, is the ShineMate worse than the Mirka in ways that matters to like the random detailer guy? So I'm kind of interested to dig into that piece. And I don't think that I'm going to be able to argue like the Mirka is definitely better than this ShineMate new tool, but for the average Joe, I think that the ShineMate is going to be good enough that it doesn't make sense financially to reach for the Mirka. Like, once you get past what feels like blatant IP theft, which maybe you care about that, maybe you don't. Some people do, some people don't. You know, it does feel like they took someone else's tool and scanned it and made their own. Just gotta put that out there. But I don't know. I don't work for either one of these companies. I truly don't know. Maybe they completely design their own thing and it's completely unique to them, but the look and feel and button placement and all of that kind of stuff is just so similar that, like, I don't know. So I am going to get my hands on those when they come out. They're supposed to be $400 a piece for the kits. They have a rotary and a 12mm 3-inch. Surprise, surprise. They have a very similar battery system. I'm sure they'll come with a couple pads like the ones that I was using at SEMA inside the box, because ShineMate always does include those types of things. And we'll get to play around with them and see how they are. I'm guessing they're going to be good enough for your average consumer, your average person working in their own garage. I don't think that they're built to the same... Very interesting. I don't think that they're designed for the same thing that Mirka is, which is, you know, like... So... I will get into this more in the video, but... So Mirka is really designed for like a production facility. So they have a product that they put at like Tesla, and it's programmed to, like, when you pull the trigger, it runs for 10 seconds. It does this one particular action at this one particular speed. So what they're doing is they're seeing a body panel come down the line, and it's got a particular defect that they're looking for. They're looking for a paint nib. And when they see a paint nib, they put this machine on, they hold the trigger, it runs for 10 seconds, and then it shuts off. And it does like a particular action. And it's programmed for that action to be safe, so that the people in the production line don't need to understand paint correction. They just need to understand their job. I hold this machine here with this amount of pressure for this amount of time, and it produces this result, right? Where the ShineMate is going to be more for, like, you know, a random detailer that wants to use a 3-inch occasionally for certain things. It's not quite as quiet as the Mirka. It's pretty close. It's not quite as smooth as the Mirka. It's pretty close. It has some changes in design, but it's very, very close. It does have a trigger lock, though, which is interesting. So if you double tap the trigger, it just stays on and stays running, which the Mirka doesn't. And that's like everyone's biggest gripe. And I will say, after using the Mirka for a long time, I don't even care that it doesn't have a trigger lock anymore. I more so asked them about it at SEMA so that I could shut up everybody that comments about it. It's like, it's not going to hurt me for it to have a trigger lock, but I just don't really care. I ordered one of every rag from the House of Rags. These actually arrived while I was at SEMA, and then I got to see them at SEMA, and then came home and they were here. So there are two that I'm missing here. One is the Goat and one is the Edge. So this is what they call the Jobber. So that's like a interior cleaning towel or just random cleaning towel. There's two leveling. This is the first level. This is the final level. Very similar pearl weave towels. This is what they call the Dirty Boy, which is like, it's black, so it's for cleaning dirty things, tires, stuff like that. This is probably my favorite one so far, the Mr. Twister. I did use this off camera and I really liked it. It's very similar to like the Rag Company FTW, but it's less expensive and it's purple, and I like purple. So anyway, that's a pretty cool towel. These are the Freebirds. Freebirds available in a 400 GSM, a 500 GSM, and a 600 GSM. the bags aren't done yet. So I received them in these style plastic bags. When I go through them in the video, I'll tell you like what part numbers are which, because I actually had to weigh them to figure out which was the 500, which was the 600. And then this is the Diva, which is their lighter weight drying towel. They also have the Goats, which is a heavier weight drying towel. Now, I didn't buy a Goat, and then later I bought one in a separate order, so that'll actually be here with the other Stay Strong detailer next week. And then the Edge, I sent Adamo a bunch of stuff, and I put in the Edge in there, and I only had one Edge, so I have to get another, well, I ordered another Edge. It'll be here next week. So I am going to mess around with those. And then their microfiber wash, I talked a little bit about that. It's like one of the best products I've ever, like, it's awesome. It works really, 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 really well. So I would recommend buying it if you're in the market for a microfiber wash. Even if you think Rags to Riches is good, just buy it, because you'll find out that Rags to Riches isn't very good. But this is the way to make it better. So when you buy the microfiber wash, it comes in a 16-ounce bottle, and it's got like a little pop top, you know, whatever. But then you end up needing like a measuring cup or something to get to 1 ounce, or you're dumping it randomly in your washing machine and using it all up. So I ordered one of these. These come from Amazon. It's like 12 bucks. Link in the description again. And it's the measuring thing, like what Rags to Riches comes in. And these are like 12 bucks. But I will say that I do wish that the 16-ounce version of the microfiber wash came in that, because then I would just buy a gallon and refill it and use it all the time. I think that this thing makes that better. And they do make this in a 32-ounce version as well. I think they might make an 8-ounce, but basically you want one with like a 1 ounce, whatchamacallit, so. So there we go. So Eddie, Jamie, you guys, make a 16-ounce version that comes in one of these. Just do it. Not everyone is cheap. Some people are cheap, but not everyone is cheap. Some people will buy this. But now, if you haven't messed around with these before, pop that top off. You want to use this, you squeeze it until you fill up 1 ounce, get to the 1 ounce line, and then you just dump it right in. So, and I know why Eddie didn't do it, because these bottles are freaking expensive, and they're using the same bottle for all of their other products. I get it. I get it. I already gave him crap about it, but now I'm going to do it on video, publicly. Put them in these. Put a nice Detail Co. logo on it, make it look cool, and then people can buy the gallons to refill it. They can spend a little bit more money on the 16-ounce version up front. I've got a bunch of other stuff. The rinseless wash here. I've got a couple more videos that I have to put out for SEMA stuff. Well, actually, this will probably be the last SEMA video, because I think I'm going to get through all the B-roll, and I don't think I have any more interviews. I'm really excited about Wax Shine. I'm really excited about Nxtzen. I talked to the people at Car Candy. That was pretty cool as well. They're more of a professional brand. Gallons, very dilutable, that kind of stuff, but they're coming out with a ready-to-use line, so I am going to test out their products. I talked about Merca already. These are just business cards that I picked up. Elgin. Talked about Elgin. Optico, I'm going to pick up the new version of ONR and the new foaming agent that they have. And then I've got a pile of catalogs to go through. This one's from SEMA, Rousseau, Knipex, more Knipex, Kadiba, ShineMate, Diamond ProTech. Yeah, I'm excited to mess around with their stuff. It's a little bit hard for me to test coatings. So when I buy the Mercedes, it's probably going to get thick on it, which is the Detail Co. coating, because I have it here. So I want to test it on something. And I don't know if the new 3-inch is in this book. So the part number for the new 3-inch is an EB212 and 213. So the current one is like an EB210. I want to say they're EB212 and EB213. And I emailed Nick at Parks to see if they're doing any sort of like pre-order or whatever for them because I want to get my hands on it as soon as it comes out. I think it's probably going to go nuts, but I don't know. I would be really excited about it if it didn't feel like they were ripping off Mirka. So they have an EB210. So the new ones are the EB212 and 213. This is the 210. The 210 has a changeable, it's like the Flex PXC80. But like this actually looks different than the PXC80 significantly enough, and they've got a different attachment system. Like this actually looks innovative, where this other one looks like duplicative. And I don't know, I don't know if they ripped them off or not. It does feel that way objectively looking at them. So yeah, that's all. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna edit this video. I'm gonna release it later today, and then I'm gonna spend the day cleaning up the garage. I've got stuff like literally everywhere, Halloween decorations over there that need to go in the attic, and just everything is chaos, and I can't really focus. I've been wearing this hoodie the whole time. This is from TeePublic, so if you want any improved garage merch, I do have some red and green shirts. You can reach out to me and I'll sell you those. You can also get them on my website. I only have a couple sizes and a couple, and those two specific colors left. But TeePublic can do these. This is the lightweight hoodie, they call it. I'll put a link to this in the description. They're pretty cool. I want to say it's like 30 bucks shipped, or something like that, 35 bucks shipped. And if you buy more stuff from TeePublic, you get free shipping, and there's a lot of other creators and different things like that on there. So I like this. It just came, but actually, I got it, and then Jessica's like, where's mine? So I had to order her one too. Hers is going to be navy. This is just, they call this blue, but this with the black writing is available in like blue, red, gray, dark gray, navy. And then there's one with white writing that you can get for like black. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. And if you made it to the end, God bless you. And, please subscribe. Well, you're probably already subscribed if you made it all the way this far. But there are a lot of people that watch my channel that aren't subscribed. So it'd be really cool if you did click the button. And if you hate me, then, click the skip button. Go on to the next person. So thanks. Have a great day.